just wash my hands so you know. So what I do is I get my apples, they're all organic, and I get my juice, I get my lemon, and I have my broccoli and I have my kale. This is one type of a kale, and you know, I buy my veggies wherever they have fresh ones because sometimes they're not as fresh as I'd like. So this is, I found it and I got happy with them, so this is what I have. I thought I brought coconut water, but I don't think I brought it. Anyway, so I add a little bit of a coconut water too. I start off my day with my lemon. I will split my lemon in half, and I have a little bit of a lemon squeezer. You know that? Yeah. And then I will pour it into my cup, and then I'll fill it with water, and that's how I start my morning. My morning starts about 5:30, sometimes 5, and that's what wakes my gut up. And then I'll kind of run my coffee, love my coffee. And then I start the juice at 6 o'clock, because that's when the boys start to get ready, and then this is what I do. And so the peel is what I use. After I squeeze the contents of the...
Question?
Oh, question.
Yeah.
Do you know, can you do the lemon water if you have to take your thyroid medication, Lavoxil? You're supposed to not have anything for 30 minutes. With that, can you do it with the lemon juice? I don't.
What's your...
Okay, so a couple of things. Most of my patients wake up to use the bathroom at night. Are you one of these that gets up like at around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning to use the bathroom?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, but not all the time.
Not all the time.
Okay. I personally don't think it's a problem if you have black coffee, black tea, or green tea, whatever, something with no sweetener or milk or product or anything like that in it. And lemon water would be the same thing.
With
to
the
me,
Lavoxil would be okay.
it's fine, yeah. But if you are one of these that gets up at 3 or 4 in the morning, to use the bathroom, I say keep it by your nightstand when you get up, take it at that time so that way you go back to bed, get up 2 hours, 3 hours later, and you're fine.
Okay. Thank you.
But straight up ketogenic schools of thought would say no to any of those things. Like lemon water is like, you just broke your ketosis. Like, what are you doing? But yeah, I would totally agree because, I don't know, to me that's still fasting. It's just a little
Absolutely, yeah.
It's very alkalizing. And I can't start my morning without it now. So that's one of the things. And you'll have 3 things that I do every morning, and that's one of them. And then the other thing is the oil pulling. Have you guys seen me talk about that? Jeannie knows. So the other thing is you can do it before your lemon water or after, just before you brush your teeth. So you get coconut water, coconut oil, and then you put like a tablespoon of it in your mouth, and then you swish it. And just keep it in there for about 20 minutes.
For 20 minutes?
Up to 20 minutes,
Up
ideally.
to, at least 5 though,
Yeah,
right?
at least 5.
Yeah. So while you're in the shower
Yeah.
is a good time to do it.
So do you want to talk about
Your
the
showers are usually about 5 to 20 minutes long, depending on who likes longer showers. So
Do you get enough benefit doing it for 5 minutes?
I've always heard 5 minutes.
It's better than
to-
nothing.
Yeah.
And for somebody like, Stacy, for your gum issue, it's highly microbial, and it's really, really
I
amazing.
used to do it and I stopped, and then I'm having less trouble.
You should do that. It's
I was
amazing.
just telling her, I used to do it and I didn't have problems, and then I
Probably a
stopped.
xylitol wash too would be a really good thing. Xylitol is a natural sugar alcohol that's antiviral and antibacterial as well, that can be very healing to the gums.
What about like a Himalayan salt? They call that, you can make a concentrate, and it has all those, 87 vitamins and minerals.
I've read some articles on Himalayan salt, and it's not so Himalayan.
Well, and we've kind of, like the exercise thing, everybody just takes it to extremes, and everybody's all over the natural sea salt and the Himalayan salts and all of that. And if you're going to add salt to your diet, that's a really good way of doing it. but using it as a medicinal way of getting your minerals and things is probably not the best thing to do. Now, if you're talking about adding it to, cloning or whatever, to your, I don't really have a strong feeling about it. If you do, Connie, speak
What?
up about adding the Himalayan salt to, say, your morning apple and ice drink or something.
I
like
disagree
this.
with it.
Okay.
I just don't see any benefit of that, Himalayan or non-Himalayan. Yeah, I don't even go there.
What's the benefits of the oil swishing?
Well, do you want to go? It's lipophilic. Everything in our body, toxins are lipophilic, and when you put that oil in your mouth,
Meaning that they love fat.
fat, yeah.
Toxins love fat.
And so, remember I told you the inflammation, and you get all this tire around the middle, and that adiposity, toxins just tackle in there, and then the toxins now become like xenoestrogenic, throwing off your endocrine system, and it wreaks havoc. It becomes an organ in itself. And so anyway, to kind of justify the oil pulling is that this is a passageway where all the food kind of go down, right? It's like the entryway point to your gut. And so when you swish it and do it for longer amounts of time, through your intestinal gut tract, it's supposed to attract all the toxins to your mucosal lining of your mouth, because you're squishing this fat molecules in your mouth, and so you accumulate toxins in there. I've read in some studies to say it can cause cancer in your animals, so never dispose of what the contents in your mouth very carefully. Yeah, and don't give it to your pets. You know what I mean? To make sure you don't flush it down the toilet. Do you have any take on that?
No, that's interesting. But what else are you going to do with it? How you're going to put it in a biohazard bag and bury it out in the backyard?
Well, I usually just end up putting it in a jar, and
Really?
then I put some paper towel in
When
there.
you think about what all goes into our environment,
Right.
I don't know that that's going to make a big
Impact.
impact, to be honest with you. I don't know how we can
Well, thank
control
you.
that.
Because that's always one of those things, like, I cringe and I'm like, yeah, and you're right.
Here's the thing, I want you to be focused on more of the health benefit that you get rather than the global impact. I mean, that is all important. But if it means having to be stressed out about where my biohazard is going,
Yeah.
then, we'll get to that in another phase of the development.
You don't have to take any of the seeds or the skin or anything. I used to juice it, I felt really good, but I had to just take, I always read like you have to take the seeds out, you have to take the skin off.
I don't.
Okay.
So, and you don't use a screen to filter out your residue or anything?
I don't.
Yeah.
I do it after the fact,
Okay.
but this is sort of what
Yeah,
I do.
that's a good point. Yeah.
Your lipids organic.
I'm sorry?
Are the lipids organic?
The greens? Huh?
Lemons.
Yes. I got it from Sprouts. Everything's organic here that you see.
And actually all of these that she has are the most important ones to have organic. The lemons, if you can't get organic lemons, then take the peel off.
There you go.
With the others, with the apples, the cucumber, and the celery, those are very, very important. Has everybody heard about the Clean 15 and the Dirty Dozen? Environmental working group. So that's a really good refrigerator thing and grocery store list to have, so that that you at least get what you can organic off of the Dirty Dozen. Those really need to be, and all of these are on the Dirty Dozen.
I personally don't filter it, but I'm going to just do it just because I bought it and it's here.
Well, I quit juicing because there was too much prep time. But that wasn't bad. But I would take all the seeds out.
peel
Oh,
everything.
Yeah.
Now, if you're not getting organic, that's probably a good thing to do.
No, even when I did, because I said, oh, the seeds are cyanide or whatever, there's something
Oh,
with the apple
well,
seeds.
the seeds, yeah, I mean, if
I'll
you're,
tell you, know, the cucumber, organic cucumber is hit or miss sometimes.
Yes.
Right
now they're really good.
Yeah, well, you know, sometimes Sprouts has it, sometimes they don't, and
Yeah.
even Whole Foods, sometimes they don't have it, so sometimes I just have to like just peel.
do you guys have natural grocers around here?
Oh, and
Yeah, natural grocers is great, you don't have to be worried about what's
We
in
don't
organic.
have that.
They always have
Everything in the store
Yeah,
is
it's organic, yeah.
Do you have it?
Well, I have my own in our garden, so I could use that.
A lot of times though, if you have the choice of getting something that's locally grown, that's really fresh right off of the vine or the pulled from the ground or whatever, versus an organic that came from Chile and was shipped over, you're better going to go local and farm fresh there.
And you know, just because it's organic, it doesn't mean it's completely free of toxins. It's overrated. So now that in our detox module, she talks a lot about how you have to like use spray to make sure you get all the impurities out of even the organic things.
Okay, Connie, you realize you kept that back upside down.
Which one?
You're plunging. You're going to.
Can you do me a favor and go ask the kitchen if I can get like a pitcher? Because after this is done,
Oh yeah, you're
I
hitting.
need, yeah.
so this is obviously not for everybody, and for one person, how many veggies are you doing?
I do for a family of 4. I do 2 apples, 1 cucumber, probably about this much celery, and then I use 1 bunch of kale.
So
Yeah.
you're going to the grocery store for the week, you're buying like 7 bunches of kale.
I go every 3 days because of this. Now I'm getting a better refrigerator that does keep my veggies longer, so when that happens, I'm gonna be a lot better with it. But yeah, basically.